I'm very happy. Oh, good morning, beloveds. Good to see all of you in the room and those of you on the airwaves. Oh, what a good God morning. It's beautiful out there. Humid, hot, but beautiful. My name is Marianne Atwell Hardy, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. And we are at Powell Drive Community Center. So we get to be in person today, which is a real treat to share community with one another. So we're going to begin today, as we always do, with the meditation. And I'm going to talk a little bit, and then we will move into silence with some music. So I was thinking about when I first came to the center, and we always say that each of us is whole, perfect, and complete. Now, I don't know about you, but that perfect thing can really trip people up. What do you mean, perfect? You don't know what I did last night. You don't know what I ate yesterday. You don't. So that's the little p perfect that I like to talk about. And our culture runs on little p perfect. Otherwise, our consumerism would dry up. And that's our particular culture. Now, if you go to a culture that is more Buddhist-oriented, like even the Dalai Lama said, well, what do you mean you don't like yourself? What do you mean you're hard on yourself? I don't understand. But that's not our culture. Our culture says, nope, you have to be perfect, and that bar of perfection keeps moving, right? Because otherwise, the consumerism wouldn't keep happening. Oh no, those shoes are out. Oh no, that hairstyle's out. Oh no, you have to be interested in this or that. And that's little p perfect, and that's not what we mean by perfect. But if you have trouble with the big P perfect, as we are perfect in God's eyes, you can replace that with one. We are whole, one, and complete. If that's easier for you, think about the symbol, the Zen symbol, that has light, that has dark, that has all those pieces of us, because we are wholly human and we are wholly divine. So we are meant to have emotions. We're meant to be angry. We're meant to fight injustice. Whatever it is, that is not a sin. That's only part of who we came here to be, because each of us came here with a mission, a journey, with certain qualities that are going to serve the rest of the world. So I invite you to think about this idea of whole, one, and complete, or whole, big P perfect, and complete. And I'm going to read a meditation, and then I'm going to show you another way to get into it. I am whole, worthy, and complete. Everything I seek is already inside of me. I shine my light and bask in gratitude. I am open to such miracles of magnitude. I delight in my power, knowing that I am a beautiful soul, even when I feel uncertain or confused. I know I am already whole. I am excited for all the ways I will keep learning and growing. I am grateful for all the blessings that keep on coming. May this new day bring me peace and love. I am so grateful, and I am always enough. So I invite you to, I'm going to show you something that I saw yesterday, and it's really been helpful, and that is, you don't have to do it, but invite you to put your hands together, and what we're going to do is basically up and and down, up and down. We're connecting. As above, so below. Here we are. So breathing in, you say, I am open. I open my heart. Exhale, I am whole. I open my heart. I am whole. So whatever works for you to be able to get comfortable in your seat, you can close your eyes, you can just soften your gaze. You can keep your hands exactly on your eyes, whatever works for you. But sometimes having this absolute connection can also help us be able to tap into whatever the divine has to say to us. So at this juncture, I invite you to get quiet. Take some very deep breaths so that we can make room in our hearts and our minds for whatever the divine has to say to us. Stop the chatter. Open up. Breathe in wholeness. Because we are little p perfect, but we are capital P perfect because we are capital W whole. And if you have a hard time holding on to it, being in community, being with like-minded people who know that that is who you are at your core, is the best thing that we can do for ourselves and humanity. So I thank you for being part of the meditation this morning, for preparing yourself, preparing the space for the service that comes next. So we will see you again at 10:15. Thanks. Namaste.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams, you will do amazing things. Places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. 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 Amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. 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 Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Yes. Let's give Heather a little love for her opening videos. They're always so wonderful. And welcome everyone to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, whether you have chosen to join us here in the sanctuary or you've invited us into your homes through the power of live streaming. We are very blessed that you are all here with us today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is a part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life. We have over 450 teaching chapters, special focus ministries, and centers in a global community of over 30 communities, or 30 countries worldwide. So thank you again so very much for joining us. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with the God of their understanding. We are a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world of acceptance, compassion, peace, and joy. We gather together to express love, celebrate life, grow spiritually, practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and connect with one another. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual paths and connect to the divinity within us. Formally, our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, no matter who you are always, always welcome here. So let's talk Gourmets for God for a moment. The hosts have all registered, we have 6 very exciting events that are coming up. And for those of you who may not know what that is, it's a unique community builder and fundraiser for our center. The events are created and hosted by TCSL people, and they involve inspired meals and typically some other kind of an activity to participate in while we're breaking bread together. So today, following our service, is our kickoff event for the Gourmets for God. Most of the hosts will be here to talk about their event and to just infuse you with all kind of excitement to get you to sign up. If they're not here, I will do my best to speak about the events that they're hosting. So thank you to everyone who brought a dish to share for our potluck today. We really appreciate you more than words can possibly convey. Following the kickoff event, we will facilitate an online silent auction from today until August 7th. Now, in Gourmets for God, you're bidding for a seat at the particular event. If the event holds 6 people, then you're bidding for one of the seats. There is, for each one of the events, an opening bid suggestion. And my suggestion is, if this sounds like an exciting event and you are really jazzed up about going to it, bid high. Sometimes they only have 8 people. Sometimes they have 10 people. Others are, open 20 or 25 people. So, but bid high if you really want to be able to go. Anyone can bid. You don't have to be a TCSL member, and there's no limit to how many events that you can bid for. Then come the events. So from August 14th through November 15th, we will be running all of the different events, and we'll talk about them more during the kickoff event today, and also if you get Constant Contact or our Wednesday newsletter, they are also announcing them, and we'll speak to how you can get to the online silent auction. Speaking of August, save the date, Sunday, August 2nd. Sunday, August 2nd. Plan first off, most importantly, well, equally as important, to be here live at Powell Community Center for service, and then make a plan to head on down to Scooters at 1911 Sago Court in Raleigh from 4 to 7 to support our own Karen Daly and her band, Karen in the middle, boys on the side. It will be a wonderful evening of great music and wonderful fellowship. So join us on that date. And then plan on joining us again the next Sunday, August 9th, where we will also be live here at Powell Community Center as we celebrate our August birthdays with a flower dedication and a lunch bunch at a location that we will determine soon. Okay? Now, please welcome our fabulous announcer, Sean Chalky.
Good morning, everybody. So glad to be here. So glad to see the faces of God looking back at me. This week, I had the experience. The words that came to mind was about paying attention to spirit and basically holding spirit accountable. Not only myself, but holding spirit accountable. Spirit told me that it would never leave me nor forsake me. So this week I've been practicing actually paying attention to that little small voice, the voice that's leading and guiding you and telling you what you should do. It only suggests it. And what you shouldn't do, it doesn't make you. So anyway, my advice to you this morning and to me is to pay attention to that little small voice that's telling you things, because it's telling you that for a reason. Because spirit is love. You are love. You are peace. You are joy. Face it, you're one. Okay? Let me do these announcements. Okay? We are still looking for some people to powerfully step into the spiritual practice of sacred service by volunteering to assist in the setup of our sanctuary at Powell Drive Community Center this summer. We will be back here for 2 more Sundays in August, Sunday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 9th. It includes bringing the equipment and other bins from our cars, setting up the chairs and the tables, including the altar, the coffee and tea space, and the welcome table. As a community, we have always had a plethora of assistance at the end of the service. We now need and are asking for some assistance before the service. Heather and Reverend Dusty arrive at 8 to be ready for the meditation. For those who are willing to assist, we will have the coffee on by the time you all arrive. Please consider signing up for 1 or 2 Sundays over the summer. Send an email to info@trianglecsl.org. Thank you ahead of time for your willingness and for your generosity. Beyond those dates, Sunday, August 2nd and 9th, we continue to look for another space to gather together moving forward throughout the year. If anyone has any suggestions, please contact Heather and or Reverend Dusty currently for all of the other dates in August and the rest of the year. We will be online only. If and when that changes, we will absolutely let everyone know as soon as possible. Until then, we will continue to do what we do and bring forward deep and thoughtful messages and music each Sunday via StreamYard. As always, the meditation is at 9:45 and the service at 10:15. This is a save the date announcement for a special ordination service or ceremony. We will be celebrating the ordination of Reverend Chaplain Jim Rigsby. The celebration will take place on Saturday, September 26th at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Raleigh, located at 3313 Wade Avenue in Raleigh. Please RSVP to Jim Rigsby, I think it's supposed to be Rigsby, right? Rigsby, at gmail.com. As we continue to announce, our 2026 Wednesday evening services have changed. They do, however, continue to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value. It is a journaling, self-study program in which you receive a quality each week on Wednesday by email, along with all kinds of resources to grow that quality in your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe it supports participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. To sign up, send an email to info@trianglecsl.org indicating you desire to participate. Before moving on, we would like to thank Mary Ann Atwell Hardy for her beautiful meditation. Thank you, Mary Ann. And now, please welcome her back to the stage.
Thank you, Sean. I always appreciate your enthusiasm. All right, the theme for the year 2026 is Open at the Top. Our theme for the month of July is Whole, capital W, no matter what. And Rev Dusty's message is What We Believe About Wholeness. The Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God, out of the same God stuff, and that there's a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way as represented by this ceremony. Please welcome Reverend Jim Rigsby, who will be assisting us this morning. Whether this is your first time with us, or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically, or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you're brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are a straight cisgender man or woman, or you identify with the LGBTQ community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side, or towards the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country, or came here from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are married or single, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is. Thank you, Jim. And now I'd like to do an invocation, which just helps us move into the service, into sacred space. Because this indeed is sacred space. I'm watching the bluebirds, the yellow finch, the faces of God, as Sean says, because it's all God right here in this room. And it's all God on the airwaves. There's no spot where God is not. And knowing that that is the truth, that I am one with that you are one with that we are all part of God's creation. I just say a word of blessing on this service. I say a blessing upon Heather Abbott, who is our amazing tech person, who allows us all to come across the airwaves with creativity and color. And I say a word of blessing on our musicians, Miles and Letha Costin, who bring their energy, their love, their spiritual connection to the service. I say a word of all the volunteers who came early to help set up, and to those who will stay after. I say a word of blessing on Reb Dusty as she comes and gives from her heart the message that we all will grow from. So knowing that this is a good God day, that we are in a beautiful sacred space, that we are all exactly where we need to be and will hear exactly what we need to hear. I release this into the universe and ask you to say with me, and so it is. And now, I'm going to do a reading. And it is by Ernest Holmes. He says, if we would come to the universal wholeness, we must approach it through the law of its own nature. This means that we must give our undivided attention to the spiritual unit back of all things. Since all else is included within this unit, we find our particular good only through unity with life. This conscious unity makes our mind receptive to completion, since life itself is complete. This perception is always an inner light, for the individual can use only such knowledge as they inwardly possess. In reality, we know God or truth only as we know that ourselves embody God or truth. And now I would like to invite our amazing musical inspiration, Miles and Letha Costin.
Good morning. It's always so good to be here. Heather, oh, there we go.
1, 2.
Ready? You were dreaming on a park bench out on that broad highway somewhere, when the music from the carol on seemed to hurl your heart out there. Past the scientific darkness, past the fireflies that float, is an angel bending down to wrap you in her warmest cloak. And you ask, what am I not doing? You says your voice cannot command, but in time you will move mountains, and it will come through your hands. Still you angle for an option, and you argue for your case, but you would not know a burning bush till it blew up in your face. We dream about the future, we memorize the past, when just a simple reaching out will build a bridge that lasts. And you ask, what am I not doing? 'Cause your voice cannot command, but in time you will move mountains, and it will come through your hands. So whatever your hands find to do, you must do with all your heart. There are thoughts enough to blow men's minds and tear great worlds apart. There's a healing touch to find you out on that broad highway somewhere. It'll lift you as high as In time you will move mountains, and it will come through your hands, through your hands, through your hands.
So very much, Miles and Letha. It's for as much as you love being in the room, we love having you in the room. So thank you so very much for being here. I love that line. A simple reaching out can build bridges that last a lifetime. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's give them a little more love. Yeah, so welcome to those of you who may have just walked into the sanctuary or turned on your televisions or computers at home. We're very blessed that you've joined us today. The theme for the month of July is whole, W-H-O-L-E, no matter what. My message is entitled, What We Believe About Wholeness. Now, in science of mind, right, wholeness is this idea that all of life is fundamentally one expression of the divine. That really has us seeing people not as separate and disconnected from each other or from God, but as connected beings, one to the other, through this golden thread of God stuff. Science of Mind teaches us that each person is an individualized expression of a single universal spirit. One single universal spirit, no matter what we call it, one single universal spirit. Some aspects of wholeness, as we look at the Science of Mind teachings, can include, number one, oneness with God. Oneness with God. We believe that God is one infinite life, presence, and intelligence that expresses through and as all creation. The universe is viewed as the manifestation of this one life. Number two, individual completeness. Every person already contains the divine nature within them. We arrived on the planet with it already imbued within us. Wholeness is not something that we have to earn. It is something that we need to recognize and to really embody more fully in our everyday lives. Number three, the unity of all life. Since all beings are expressions of this one universal spirit, then we are all connected to each other by that thread, by that God stuff. Each one of us is made of the same substance, and therefore we are all connected one to the other. Since all beings are expression, then separation is considered more of an appearance or as an illusion rather than the ultimate reality. Number four, healing as remembering wholeness. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual challenges we all have, yes? But they're often viewed as experiences of limitation or as mistaken beliefs. Probably used to be called sin, but sin is just means missing the mark. It's an archery term. So it means missing the mark. There's some idea of limitation or some mistaken belief. And so our spiritual practice then is to really awaken our awareness of our inherent wholeness, of our connection to the divine, and of the fact that remembering that, awakening to that truth, actually heals us. So this understanding, right, if you think about where the faith traditions that you grew up with, this understanding differs from some of those faith traditions that emphasize separation from God. God is over here, we're over here. Science of mind starts with the premise that the connection already exists. That connection already exists, and it cannot be broken. We can get lost in the fog. We can, something can get in the way, like the clouds getting in front of the sun, but the sun is never gone. Our connection with the divine is never gone, even though we may experience things that make us feel that that's the case. So spiritual growth is the process of becoming conscious of this truth. The universal description of wholeness states there is a universe of wholeness, allness, oneness. Spirit is a transcendent, perfect wholeness that in its infinite inclusivity harmoniously embraces all seemingly opposites. Now, the words that jump out for me in that statement are oneness, infinite inclusivity, and harmoniously embracing. So I think that it behooves us to take a look at these three major ideas in order to really fully understand what Science of Mind believes about wholeness. So let's begin, shall we, with oneness. It's a good place to start. And today, right here, right now, as I think about oneness, I think about our unity, this deep and abiding union that we have with the divine, and my desire to really be able to experience that connection, that union in my everyday life. As a child, however, I did not grow up in a very religious family. It just simply was not talked about. We didn't practice anything, really. And so I had no experience of God. I didn't know it at the time, but I was living with a big, dark, deep hole at the center of my being. And when I began to seek and to try to find, I was called to really look to find that connection with God. And when I finally did, when I remembered that connection, I felt that deep, dark hole within me began to dissolve. I no longer had to look outside of myself for anything to fill that hole. It was already filled. I didn't have to look outside of myself for anything to complete me. I did not have to look outside of myself for anything to make me whole. I was already whole. And the quieter I became, the more I felt that connection. The longer I stood in that truth, then really the more grounded I became in it. Now, it took time, right? And it took discipline, and it took prayer. And while I might not, even to this day, experience it every single moment of every day in my life is infinitely more peaceful, more joyful, more loving than I ever could have imagined. And I didn't used to think my life was all that bad. But it is so much more fulfilled and connected now. Now, we believe that all of us and all of our lives, regardless of the conditions that we find ourselves in at any given moment, are one with the divine and one with each other. Huge tenet. Probably the most important one. There can be no separation because we are all created out of that same spiritual essence. A uniformed wholeness is the pattern of life. It is the pattern of life, the very energy in which all expressions of the divine live, move, and have their beingness. Oneness is the all-encompassing, total, non-separable reality of everything. Everything. Charles Fillmore from Unity said that spiritual realization means at one-ment. At one-ment. and a deep and abiding awareness of our at-one-ment with God brings a lasting joy that cannot be taken away. Cannot be taken away. To perceive everything and everyone on the planet as whole, we must first really cultivate a sense of wholeness within ourselves. We must be clear, absolutely clear, beyond a shadow of a doubt of our own identity, who we are as spiritual beings. We must be clear about our own inherent wholeness. We must be willing to let go of any perceptions that we might have of separation and know that as we heal our false notions and our misconceptions about ourselves, we actually contribute to the healing of the planet. We raise everyone up as we raise ourselves up. So everything in form has at its core a hologram of the entire universe, a hologram of God itself within it. Each individualized expression is simply a particular arrangement of the only substance that there is. Yeah? The bottom line then is that in order to see the wholeness at all, we begin by recognizing the spark of divinity within the center of our own being. We start there. The invitation is for each of us to get quiet, commune with the God of our understanding, and then, and only then, will we be absolutely able to see that presence in everyone and in everything else. And when we do that, everything is changed. Everything is raised up. It is in knowing ourselves as expressions of God that we allow the spiritual truth to underscore all of our relationships. All of our relationships, all of our circumstances, all of our experiences are seen through that lens. The one who actively courts the presence of Spirit has a sacred vantage point from which to hold everyone and everything on the planet. A sacred vantage point from which to hold everyone and everything on the planet. What an amazing place to live our lives from. It is in knowing ourselves as expressions of God that we allow that. That's where we have to start. That oneness. The second idea is infinite inclusivity. Inclusivity means that all people, all groups of people, regardless of their backgrounds, cultures, social status, religion, age, skin color, financial status, gender identity, sexual orientation, abilities, or disabilities, have the right to be respected and appreciated as valuable members of their communities. It means understanding one another by surpassing simple tolerance to ensure that we truly value everyone's differences and everyone's contributions. This allows everyone to embrace, celebrate, and place positive value upon the rich dimensions of diversity present all around us. That diversity makes life fun and exciting and beautiful. I can't imagine a whole world filled with me. Scary. Inclusivity is a sense of belonging in which people feel respected and valued for who they are as an individual or for who they are within a particular group. If it is recognizing that we are one even though we are not the same. Even though we are not the same, we are one. It means to make everyone feel loved and accepted just the way they are. We celebrated that this morning. when we come from this conscious and very, very intentional place, anything is possible. This is how we can affirm a world that works for all. Anything is possible when we come from that deeply connected place. Every individual or group is welcomed, supported, and encouraged to participate in their own unique way within the whole. This means recognizing each individual, each sentient being as a gift. And knowing that as we come together in community, or as we come together in common unity, that we are all significant to the whole. Each and every single one of us is significant to the whole. This brings me to the idea of harmoniously embracing. We believe that wholeness invites us to begin with the truth of who we are, who we all are, to harmoniously embrace that truth that something greater than ourselves exists, and that we are connected to that something greater and to each other because we were all created by it and out of it, out of the only substance that there is. The invitation is for us to harmoniously embrace our oneness with everything and everyone on the planet, to harmoniously embrace the truth within all religions, the insight within all cultures, the wisdom within all races, and the clarity within all ages, all genders, and all economic backgrounds. The invitation is to make all of it welcome. To make all of it welcome. To find a way to be curious, to be respectful, to be kind, to be open, and to be loving, so that we can harmoniously embrace all of our relationships, not only individually, but collectively. The bottom line is there is only one of us here. There's only one of us here. And while it may appear to our human eyes that there are many separate expressions, the truth is that we are all just the presence of God at our core. One of Ernest Holmes' recurring themes was that spiritual growth is often less about becoming something new and more about awakening to what is already true. It's already true. In that sense, wholeness is not a future achievement. It is the underlying spiritual reality of each and every single one of us. A science of mind practitioner might say that wholeness means nothing essential is missing from me. I am already an expression of wholeness now. Now, this statement is not meant as wishful thinking, but as a reminder of the spiritual core that science of mind believes is already present within us. That spiritual core. The first part, nothing is missing from me, is a philosophical and spiritual affirmation. It doesn't claim that life is perfect or that there's nothing left for us to learn. Rather, it invites a different way of relating to ourselves and to each other. One way to understand it is that our essential worth is already whole. It suggests that we do not have to earn our humanity. We do not have to prove our value, or we do not have to become someone else before we are worthy of love. It doesn't mean that we won't have goals. It doesn't mean that we won't continue to want to grow. It doesn't mean that we will not experience loss. all of that will still happen. It simply means that our value isn't contingent upon those things. For example, we can seek healing without believing that we are fundamentally flawed. We can hold it both. We can pursue excellence without believing that we are inadequate. We can grieve what we have lost while still recognizing that our identity is larger than what has been taken away from us. Nothing missing means I do not have to wait until I am more accomplished, or I can continue to grow and learn and heal. Not because something essential is missing, but because life itself is an ongoing expression of the wholeness that is already within me. It's an ongoing expression of that. We are just part and parcel of that. In that sense, nothing is missing is not a denial of life's challenges. It's an invitation to begin from a place that really says and speaks to our inherent dignity rather than perceived deficiencies. It's really looking at our life and moving through our life from knowing our inherent wholeness. The second part, I am an expression of wholeness now, shifts the focus from becoming whole someday to living from the wholeness of who we are already. That wholeness already exists within us. Wholeness doesn't imply perfection. Instead, it means embracing all of the dimensions of our humanity, including our strengths and limitations, our joy and our sorrow, our confidence and our uncertainty, our successes and our failures. It encompasses it all. And rather than dividing ourselves into acceptable and unacceptable parts, wholeness really invites integration. That everything about who we are has brought us to who we are today. And all of it has been important. Every experience becomes part of our unfolding story instead of evidence that we are lacking. But how many of us do that? Oh yeah, there's proof. There's the proof. I told you, I'm not worthy. From this perspective, growth isn't about completing ourselves. It is about expressing more fully what is already present. What could be more amazing than to have a spark of the divine within us? In the context of a global family, we believe that wholeness invites us to embody the idea that all of humanity is divinity. That we are one global family. In order to do this, we have to recognize the wholeness of all people. You can't hold one person out of your heart and expect for anything to change. There's only one of us here. In order to do this, we have to recognize the wholeness in all people. If each person is an expression of wholeness, then humanity itself is a tapestry of all of these amazing, unique expressions. No culture, generation, or community is more important than any other. No culture, generation, or community is more significant than any other. Everything, everyone contributes something essential to the whole. In the context of wholeness, I'm going to retell a story that I'm pretty sure many of you have already heard. And so I just invite you to hear it from a blank slate, because who you are when you first heard it is somebody different than who you are now, today. Lenses shift, times shift, the world shifts. So be open. And the story is by Rachel Naomi Remen, who shares the story in her book called Kitchen Table Wisdom. It's about her family when she was a young girl. And apparently all throughout her childhood, her parents kept a giant jigsaw puzzle on a puzzle table in the middle of their dining room. Her father originally bought the first puzzle that they ever did as a family for her mother on her birthday. Now, from the very first puzzle on, I'm not sure if you guys are going to like this, but from the very first puzzle on, he would hide the box top, saying that the goal was to be able to put the puzzle together without looking at the picture first. So family members, friends, and other visitors would always work on it whenever they had the time. When her father bought that first puzzle, Rachel was only maybe 3 or 4 and was not really explained the game or how to participate. She would, however, watch others sit and play with all of these pieces, and she wanted to participate herself. So one morning, when she was all alone, she climbed up onto the chair, and she spread out all these hundreds of pieces out in front of her on the table. And looking at all of the pieces, she found some of them to be brightly colored, and she liked them. Others were dark and shadowy, and she said that they made her feel uncomfortable. So she gathered up all of those dark and shadowy pieces, the ones that made her feel uncomfortable. She climbed down from the chair and she hid them underneath the cushion of the sofa. For several weeks, whenever she was alone, she'd climb back up onto that chair, gather a few more pieces of the dark and shadowy ones that made her uncomfortable, and she would add them to the collection that she was compiling underneath that sofa cushion. So, as you can imagine, that first puzzle was taking a really long time to complete. Frustrated, her mother counted the pieces and realized that more than 100 of them were missing. So she asked her young daughter if she had seen them. And Rachel confessed. She told her mother what she had done, and with the pieces that she didn't like, and her mother rescued them from beneath the cushion, and she completed the puzzle. Now, about this moment, Rachel says, I remember watching her do this. Up as piece after dark piece was put in place and the picture emerged, I was astounded. I had not known that there would be a picture. It was quite beautiful, a peaceful scene of a deserted beach, and without the pieces I had hidden, the game made no sense. Perhaps winning requires that we love the game unconditionally. Life provides all of the pieces. When I accepted certain parts of life and denied or ignored the rest, I could only see my life a piece at a time. The happiness of a success or a time of celebration, or the ugliness and pain of a loss or a failure I was trying to put behind me out of sight. But like those dark pieces of the puzzle, these sadder events, painful as they are, have proven themselves a part of something larger. What brief glimpses I have had of something hidden seems to require accepting as a gift every last piece. What we believe about wholeness is that it is the quality of containing all pieces, all components, the state of being complete without restriction, without hesitation, without qualification. This means that everything, every situation, every circumstance, every experience, every sentient being, every relationship, every aspect of ourselves is part of something larger, and that each and every single one of them is important to the whole. Something will be gained, something will be raised, something will be learned, something will be embodied. Everyone is important to the whole with absolutely no exceptions. The invitation is for each of us to live our lives from a deep awareness of the inherent nature of the wholeness of life itself. So please repeat after me. I recognize and honor that I am part of one global family. I recognize and honor that I am part of one global family. Each and every single one of us is important to the whole. Each and every single one of us is important to the whole. And so it is. Amen. So I now thank you. I now invite you to close your outer eyes and turn within as I speak a word of prayer for each of us today. Truly, really experiencing that palpable connection that is present for me in this moment with the divine. That spark that is at the center, the core of my being. I know that I arrived on the planet with it and that I can never be separate from it. It is who and what I am at my very core. And what I know to be true is that this cannot just be my truth. It has to be the truth of each and every one of us here, each and every one of us out there watching online today or listening the recording later. Every sentient being on the planet. We are one with that divinity. There is only one of us here. And it is from that deep and abiding connection to God, to life, and to each other that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation. That we are part of a greater whole, one global family. Unique expressions, and yet connected in ways that can never be broken. Unique expressions, bringing our own unique contribution to the whole, and yet one. And so what I claim for each of us today is that there is a way of living our lives from that awareness, from knowing our wholeness, from knowing the wholeness of life itself, from recognizing the presence of God in everyone we meet, recognizing that the presence of God is present in every circumstance, every experience, every situation. There is no place where God is not. This is the good news. This is the good news, people. When we come from that awareness, from that understanding, everything changes and anything is possible. This vision that we have of a world that works for all could and will work when we all come from that place. When we all heal any idea of separation that we may be hanging on to, and allow our unity to become the focus and the foremost thought in our minds. When we recognize that infinite inclusivity and not just tolerate it, but actually invite it because it is so cool. When we harmoniously embrace all of the differences, all of the different dimensions that are available to us on the planet, life becomes infinitely more peaceful, more joy-filled, more loving, and a better place for all. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite everyone to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so very much. Now is the time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the greater Triangle area. For those of you at home, please join us as we prepare for this moment of gifting. Let us bless this thing called money, or God in action. We send forward these gifts with our intention for our money to make a difference. We send forth this offering fueled with our desire to do our part in funding a world that works for everyone. We affirm the truth together that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the experience of sufficiency on the planet. Please repeat after me. I am grateful for all that I receive, and I am grateful for all that I may give. And so it is. And so it is. Now, please, let's welcome back to the stage the awesome, the incredible, the wonderful Miles and Letha Costin.
Let me make sure I'm not. We're going to turn Miles loose on this one. How about that? And it is so right on with the message today. Is he in that speaker?
I used to walk down every road, holding out a golden key, and I searched the heart of everyone I was looking for was right for me. I was searching for the treasure to fill me deep inside. I was looking for a lifetime friend to walk right by my side. One day I grew so weary, did not take another step, and I sat up on the roadside and hung my head and wept. And suddenly I heard a voice come from deep within, and as I listened to the sound, I found I was lifted by the wind. It said you always had a treasure living deep inside your soul, and you've always had a lifetime friend. Well, now it's time you know that the love was only waiting for the signal to begin. There's the golden key you were holding now, you were always holding in. I used to walk down. Used to walk, I used to walk down. I used to walk, I used to walk down. I used to walk, I used to walk down.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That energy is so contagious. All right, in the comfort of your own home, or if you're right here, please stand up for our July 19th affirmation. This is a call and response, so please repeat it with meaning. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am one with God. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am one with God. There can be no separation, regardless of conditions, situations, or experiences, as I am created from the same spiritual essence as that which created me. There can be no separation, regardless of conditions, situations, or experiences, as I am created from the same spiritual essence as that which created me. A unified wholeness is the pattern of life, the very energy in which I live, move, and have my being. A unified wholeness is the pattern of life, the very energy in which I live, move, and have my being. I am a unique, individualized, significant, and necessary aspect of this whole. I am a unique, individualized, significant, and necessary aspect of this whole. From this place, I choose to focus on oneness, infinite inclusivity, and harmoniously embrace all of who I am and all of life. From this place, I choose to focus on oneness, infinite inclusivity, and harmoniously embracing all of who I am and all of life. And so it is. And so it is. And you may have a seat. And I'm just going to say a benediction on our service today. So I invite you to close your outer eyes, get quiet. And it is so true that there is only one, that we are all part of this grand design that the divine has created. The great big puzzle in the sky, shall we say. But it's here on earth, and it's every one of us. It's every flower, it's every animal, it's every rock, it's every being. And so knowing that we are connected one to another, and that each one of us arrived on the planet with our particular set of gifts, of talents, of challenges, of lessons, of growth that we are here to achieve. I know that as I am one with that every single sentient being is also, and that a rising tide lifts all ships. So anything that we do for ourselves benefits the rest of the planet, and that is our job. So I say just a word of thanksgiving on the volunteers who came to set up early and who will help us take down everything. For Miles and Letha for adding their absolutely perfect message and energy and music that lifts all. I thank Heather for amazing technical ability. I thank Rev Dusty for her message of wholeness, oneness, and the fact that we are each part of this amazing puzzle, and that life would not be the same without me, you, and each sentient being. And living from this truth is so much easier. That everything that happens is part of our puzzle piece, part of the grand design. So I just say a word of thanksgiving and a word of praise, and I ask you to say with me, and so it is.
So I'll thank Marianne Atwell Hardy, because She thanked everybody but herself. And I take a moment to thank everybody again that brought some food for the potluck today. And I'm specifically going to say the volunteer today was Susan Krupa. So thank you very much, Susan Krupa. And I think what we're going to do is to move right into the potluck portion. We'll worry about breaking down everything. That sounds harsh, doesn't it? Breaking down everything, restoring the room later so that everybody can participate. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hungry. So we'll do that first, and then talk about all of the different Gourmets for God events, and then after that we will restore the room. So I just invite everybody to turn within for one moment as I speak a word of blessing upon the meal that we are about to receive, blessing all of the hands, not just the people that made it and brought it today, but everything before that, the growers, the distributors, the drivers, anybody that had anything to do with getting this food on our table today. We are grateful for all of them. And what I know is that this food fills our bodies, and as our time together fills our souls. And for that, I am very grateful. And so it is. All right. So what needs to happen is that we're just going to pull some of this stuff away back to the edges.